Okay. I'm Payne-Kimbrough.
I'm Shauntavia Williams, aka Cheeks.
Welcome to C&D Beauty Studio.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Hello, everybody. Well, hello, everybody. It's Dee Payne-Kimbrough here.
And Shauntavia Cheeks Williams.
And we are the owners of C&D Beauty Studio. And today is our Beauty Talks episode 13. Yeah.
13.
13 episodes in. And I will let you introduce our guests for today.
Okay, so today we are talking to Deauhijela Jackson. She is my Sora Go Z5B. We met at TWU, that is Texas Women's University in Denton, Texas. She is a creator of Deelicious Scrubs and More. She is located in DFW. So we're going to bring her on to talk about holistic beauty and just the state of small Black business.
Yes.
All right. Look. I ain't did that a long time.
So we did a small introduction. So tell us, or tell the world, a little bit about Deelicious Scrubs and More.
So I started the business a year after my grandfather died and 30 days before I had surgery.
Wow.
To backtrack, my grandfather had prostate and stomach cancer from not taking care of himself. You know, he came from that mid-30s era. You know, they think they're invincible, and served in the military, and he was a heavy meat eater. This man used to eat a pack of bacon, pack of sausage, bologna, you name it, like it was nothing. And, you know, us as a culture, we really don't care about our health until it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me when I was in nursing school that he was burning every time he took the chemo, and he wasn't doing the second round. I was like, burning? What do you mean burning? And I was working part-time in pharmacy, and the lady was like, you know, that's acid. And I was like, what? I was confused.
Wow.
And I was taking pharmacology and pathophysiology, and I asked him what was the drug they was giving him, and I looked it up, and indeed it was acid. And no wonder he was burning on top of having stomach acid. So he was really double burning, and he passed away 24 hours before I got up there because we had an ice storm in Dallas.
Wow.
And so I was heartbroken. I stopped nursing school because I'm like, this can't be life. Like, there's no way we're supposed to be this modern and people are passing away and don't want to take chemo. Mm-hmm. And he was the strongest man that I know, and he died right before he turned 80. So I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So, and then I got sick. I was complaining of pain. I told my mom, I said, I feel like I'm in menopause. She was like, menopause? You're in your early 30s. I'm like, well, something ain't right. And I had so much medication I was taking. I was like, this can't be life.
Yeah.
So found out I had cysts on my ovaries, but it had hit my sciatic nerve, and it sent me down like I had a stroke because I couldn't move on my right-hand side from my waist down. And of course, the ER doctor profiled me. But that's a whole nother segment. He profiled me, and he came back in the room, and I could tell he was kind of like, okay, there's something really wrong. And he started asking questions. I said, well, I go to the doctor in the morning. He goes, who's your doctor? And I told him, and I said, she is right across the street from here. I'm like, she delivers babies all the time. He goes, I need to call her now. You need to get the doctor at 8. And I was like, this ain't good because I got an ER doctor telling me I need to go to hospital, a doctor right away. And come to find out, I had a huge mass. We didn't know what it was on my ovary,
Wow.
and it was causing me to swell. And we knew that I unfortunately could not take birth control. And she put me on the strictest vegan, vegetarian diet. We did everything, nothing worked.
Wow.
3 months, I came back and I was like, I'm hurting on the other side. Another one just popped up out of nowhere. We don't know where it came from, how it came about. And she was like, what is your food diet? And I showed her and she goes, no, you got to get surgery. And it was my first surgery ever. And I
Wow.
was petrified. And because I almost lost the ovary because of it. And so I was like, there has to be a healthier way. So I started researching and digging. I said, why don't I start with the skin? Because whatever goes into your skin is in your bloodstream within 30 seconds.
Yep.
So I started with that first. And then while I was out on leave, I was creating formulas and testing.
Wow.
All the time. And then that's kind of how the business just kind of grew. I started with scrubs and feet because your feet detox.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept expanding based off of customer requests, based off of my mom wanted, based off of what I wanted. Now it's like 2% what me and my mom wants and 98% everybody else.
Yeah.
That's all like almost 3 6-foot tables full of product. They're like, oh, can you have this? Oh, can you have this?
Yeah.
You didn't create anything during the pandemic? I'm like, no. I'm like, you can buy what I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious. But the reason why it's so big is because of them. They have helped me grow. It'll be 4 years in September. They have literally helped me grow my business to this point.
Wow.
And still growing.
Wow. Okay. So what kind of products are in your line?
So I have a few to show you. So my infamous one, because I work in construction full time, I have a honey and aloe vera face wash. It's made with local raw honey and fresh aloe vera. I actually wash my face with it twice a day. I say it's reverse aging me because people swear they're in my 20s. I'm like, no, I'm just about 40. And they're like, no, you're not. Like, yes, I am.
The baby skin.
I have a roll-on body oil. It doesn't leave you greasy. That's the main thing. I hate how you put on oil and it's like this layer of grease.
True.
Drives me crazy. I have wax melts. So I have them in quite a few different scents. So you guys can smell out the house. And I use all essential oils in my products. So no fragrance oils, anything of that sort. Then I have the infamous sage. I added that in. It was in my chakra boxes, but people wanted me to sell it by itself. So now I'm going to start carrying it 2 different sizes. And then I have the Palo Santo stick. And I have a shower steamer, and which is part of my wellness box or by itself. And the purpose of the shower steamer is to help decongest you or wake you up. So if you're sick and you can't breathe, you're breathing out your mouth, you can't breathe out your nose, it actually helps decongest you, breaks up the mucus and everything on the inside. So you can actually breathe and function.
I need that.
Say they're very potent, powerful, and I'm always sold out.
Okay.
Yes. And the final thing that I created, it actually came from a lot of customers. It's I created subscription boxes. And so within this subscription box, this is the throat chakra box because I do a lot within the yoga holistic world. But this box here has the crystal wax melts with the actual crystals actually infused in there. And then I have the room and body sprays. And I don't use any alcohol, so you can actually wear them. And it actually has crystals in here too. The diffuser oil, so you can diffuse in the house. Again, the roll-on oil. And again, it has the crystals in there. And this box here comes with the stick. My sage box comes with everything, including the sage. And then I have one for sleeping. I have one for relax, which is called Time to Chill. And I literally, since this pandemic kicked off, I cannot keep it in stock. I have tried. And, I think it's more of the parents than the kids that's buying it.
Yes. I was looking at that to purchase for them. Yeah.
And so that box is officially sold out again. I have the box pre-made. I just have to make the product for it. But that's just a mini print of what I have. But I have facial serums, facial toners, lip balms, lip scrubs. I have scrubs foot soak, coming up with a foot care box. Because I
Wow.
now have foot files, nail brushes, because some people, they're still afraid to go to the nail salons.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people's like, can you do a foot care box? Again, that's part of that long list that's in my office of things that people want. I'm like, okay, I'll make it happen. So I'm working with the graphic designer, and poor girl, I don't know how she still tolerates me because we did a whole logo redesign last year, and she's went through, did all my labels, and I keep coming up with new things, but she's sticking it out because she's also growing her business at the same time too.
Awesome.
So we're just growing together, and this is just this huge thing we got going. And then I'm in school to become a certified herbalist.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, that was part of the question. Yeah.
Yeah. How is that going?
Oh, it is going. So I've learned so much. I've learned about, we was in class last month, and there's a lot of moms in there breastfeeding, and when you breastfeed, you lose that tissue mass from the baby. And so one girl goes, how do I get my breast back? And I was like, well, this is a good question because I'm kind of nosy myself, right? And she goes, saw palmetto. And I said, saw palmetto. So of course we all on Google. So all you is the key chats because we're all like this. And we're like, oh, so if you take this herb, saw palmetto, in a tea form, it helps bring back the firmness in your boobs and help them grow.
Mm.
I don't want them to grow, but can you get them to just pop up?
They can get firm though.
And help them get firm and plop back up, because some women, they lose a lot of tissue. One girl said she lost a lot. So she wants to get back to her original size. So you can actually drink it as an herb once a day, starting out. So you can build up your tolerance twice a day. That helps bring it back. So I'm like, oh, that's good for women to know, because all women know that. Because you always see them going for the reconstruction surgery. But the final goal is for me to have a huge storefront with land, so I can have the bath and body, the apothecary with the tea and herbs and tinctures. But then I'm also going to work towards becoming a neuropathic clinician, so I can actually treat on the holistic medicinal side, along with the regular medical doctor too. So there might be certain medications you have to take, but if the goal is to wean you off, I want to be able to work with your doctor to help wean you off, and we just monitor your levels together.
Wow.
And just have like a retreat with like horses. I love horses. Plan on getting a few horses and just kind of go out and just relax, because that's the biggest thing. People are like, I don't have time to relax, and this pandemic has spoiled people. Like, hold up, I can work from home, have the music blaring in the background, and actually function. So I think this pandemic was a good thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, oh no, it's not. I'm like, you have to look at how much you have to relax. You have to look at your skin. You have to look at your body, your mind. And if you don't feel relaxed, there's something wrong internally.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because it's going to be difficult for me to go back to the office, but I already worked out a plan with my VP. So he was like, one day a week. I said, that'll be perfect for half a day, and I'm back home.
That's amazing. We trying to get to 3 days a week. We on our way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's where the business is going. About, I guess, in about 3 to 5 years, it'll be to where it needs to be.
That's amazing. One thing I am interested in are your bath teas.
Yes.
So you talked about going to school, which is what I was going to ask. Like, how do you determine what to put into your products? How do you, because it's a creative aspect to it as well. Like, you want to make it pretty. You want it to smell good, and you want it to enhance the person or make them feel better, make them more healthier and everything. So I guess talk about your creative process for creating your different things, like the bath teas and the melts. And I'm also interested in deodorant. I use natural deodorant. So I was like, now I can, just get it from you.
Yep.
Going to the grocery store and trying to find one. But tell everyone about your creative process on how you create your collections and get the smells right, connect the different herbs and oils correct.
So the biggest thing for me is I meditate on everything. Just because I think about it, it doesn't come into fruition right away. It has to be something like, okay, I want a body oil, but I want something that doesn't leave me greasy. So what oils are out there that everybody can use? And everybody has a nut allergy, so I try and stay away from coconut oil and sweet almond oil as much as possible, except for some of my scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is, customer requests ask me, well, I want to see a bath tea. I'm like, okay, well, what do you like? Well, I like roses. I'm like, okay, well, that's so common. But I'm like, I like mint. So anything that's peppermint, spearmint, wintergreen, anything like that, it's always in the product line. Like you'll always see something with mint, especially if it comes from me. So I look at what's good for the bottle medicinally. So if peppermint's good for like fungus, it's good for relaxing, and sometimes peppermint is good for people waking up. So it has 3 different effects. And if you have stomach ache, I recommend peppermint or ginger. But if you're pregnant, you cannot be around anything mint because it actually induces labor. It starts the contraction process. So you have to be careful when you mix any things together, and you have to be able to explain that to your customer. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like any other herbs, I look at kind of what's popular, but not. It's like I know my clients. I know what they like. I know they like the flowery stuff, but I know they want other herbs in there to kind of tone it down so they get that full balance. So it's a lot of mixing, and I'll do like mixing and I'll pass it out to people like, hey, can you try this? Tell me what your thought process is.
Mm-hmm.
And I work through it like that, then I create it. I always try to make sure I have a mint, a flower with roses, or a flower with lavender and roses, because that way it balances it out. And then you have just, random things. Random things come to me in my dreams, my sleep. I don't know. It's just super random how it comes to me. But it is a lot of research. I am on the internet a lot trying to understand what each oil is for and why is it for this body. And it's just different things. And the other thing I tell people, when you mix and play with essential oils, you have to understand what's good for a baby versus a toddler versus an adult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have to know, like rosemary, for example, I cannot sell that to a customer that's known for seizures because it will actually trigger seizures. Many people don't realize that. Oh, I can just put rosemary in my hair. Okay, but if they have epilepsy, you can't sell that product to them. Yeah.
Do you do a consultation before? I guess, how do you inform them, the client or someone who's just walking up and they're like, well, I want this, and that. Do you take time in your store to do consultations with each and every person?
I do. I ask. I'm like, if I kind of see they're pregnant, I'm like, hey, are you expecting? Even though it's obvious, but I don't want to assume because sometimes it's people's body weight. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm like, okay, what trimester you're in? That's the next question I ask. They're like, why? I'm like, certain essential oils you can't be around in certain trimesters. And there's certain essential oils you can't be around at all. And there's some you can be around the first. You can't be around the first trimester, but can the second and third. So those questions are important because that way it helps me to determine what product they can and cannot use.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I take into account of is allergies, and I tell them, oh, I have eczema. Like, well, cut out gluten, dairy, and soy because that's the main triggers for the eczema. Cut out your stress and drink more water. But yes, here's the oil. It's going to treat it topically, but it's always going to come back in one way, shape, or form if you do not remove certain foods out of your diet. And you use pineapple. So I don't use pineapple extract in any of my products because it does trigger eczema.
Yeah.
I noticed that you say like, I don't have cornstarch and I don't use baking soda. What are the contradictions for those things? I wouldn't know that there was a problem. I thought basically baking soda, I thought it was good.
So I tried it in a test run in my deodorant and I was working out in a rash 10 minutes later.
Ooh.
So my rule of thumb is if I break out in a rash, 90% of the population will break out in a rash, so it does not need to be in the product line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I can't test it properly, how do I expect somebody to wear it? And so it does not go into the product line at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing. So I use baking soda in the foot detox. because it's good for the feet. But as far as underneath the arm, it's so sensitive. You got to think about we shave underneath there, we sweat underneath there a lot. You know, it rubs you raw and you create a rash. It's just not a good look.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, Didi, did you want to ask something? Because Didi is a naturalist. Better with all of these ingredient things because she created her own hairline and body butters and really into all of that. And I love to hear about it, but I don't have the dedication at all. Which
Yeah.
I just want it made for me. Let me come pick it up. So I'm sure Didi can definitely relate to everything. I mean, I just think it's interesting and amazing. But I think a lot of medications can definitely be eliminated to some extent if we went back to more of the natural way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that having, I don't know, the holistic approach in pretty much anything that we do is just overall just better for life. Period. I think everyone needs to be a little bit more researchers, but you don't have to. Like you said, some people just love to do it, do the legwork, and just come pick it up. That's fine too.
That's fine.
Come pick it up. Just give me what I need, honey.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, out of all your products in your product line, like, what's your baby? What's your favorite baby product?
I must admit, my face, because there's like my products and my face wash. That's my favorite baby. And then right behind it, I love to smell good because I used to be a perfume junkie, but not anymore. So a good roll-on oil is always good for me, or a good body oil. Like I have to have that on for me to smell good, and then the way it just mixed with my body chemistry, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
I totally agree. Yeah, now I have to get your face wash.
I'm gonna have to get it too because I got on your website and I'm just like, she has so much stuff. So I was like, I already know I'm getting your deodorant. Mm-hmm. I can't stand bugs. They always like to chase me, so I need bug spray.
Yes.
And I need the boxes to make my kids go to sleep.
Yes.
I was like,
we're not talking about this box. She is getting that box.
I legit, it's sleepy time was right behind it. Like people like, my sleep is off. I'm like, if you off work, just roll with it. Just go to bed when you want to go to bed. Wake up. I didn't care. I went to bed like at 4 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. And then the time to chill box, I really didn't need it too much. But parents, I was cracking up. Like on my Facebook feed, I was rolling. They was like, I know my kid was this bad. I'm like, you knew your kid was bad when you got the phone calls. That's what I was saying. I was like, y'all know y'all kids was bad. Ain't got no break because you came to the school. The boxes were like gone. I was like, I thought I had sick. No. When I rolled in, I needed about 3 of them inhalers. I said, okay, because I have an inhaler you could actually inhale because I do travel for work. And so I can't take that whole box with me. So I actually inhale my sleepy time. And when I can't go to sleep, and people are like, yeah, them kids need that. I'm like, what y'all doing out there with these
girl? It's better than doing Robitussin or a shot of rum.
Benadryl. I've heard it all.
Girl, you're like, let me slip this in your water. Why is water green, Mama?
It's too late. It's all right.
So are you still hand making all of your products by yourself, or do you have a team working with you?
So my team works on the back end. So all my interns, which one is actually about to go into an employee today, they all come from historically Black colleges and universities around that.
She said employee. Look at you, girl, stimulating the economy. Look, jobs. Okay.
So my graphic designer, she goes to Prairie View. She actually owns a sticker business as well. So I'm helping her. She asked me tips and tricks, and so that's one. I have a guy. He's down at Houston-Tilson University in Austin. He does all my pricing. Like you'll never see him out and about, or he's my numbers guy. He's my project management guy. He does all that stuff. And then I have a young lady out in North Carolina. She's also running. I forgot the name of the school she goes to, but anyway, she's running for the the crown of her school, the queen of her school. That's what it's called, the queen of her school. And she helps with the marketing, social media, and she's going to help me start my YouTube channel.
Awesome.
For the business. So yes, and and she's also going to become a lawyer. So I don't have a Texas-based lawyer. My lawyer is back home in Chicago. So she's going to come back here to Dallas. So she's going to take her bar. And then I said, okay, then you can come on as legal counsel because you have to have that when you do run a business.
That's amazing. Look, listen, y'all. Okay, we got Deelicious Scrubs and More over here with 10,000 products. And I mean that in a nice way. Okay, so there's no excuse. She said she got the inhalers for the sleepy time. We got detox, we got bath tea, we got butters, we got oils, we got face product, just everything. So if y'all not purchasing products from her, I don't know what y'all doing. Now I'm embarrassed because I'm just finding this out. Okay, so now I gotta go log on.
It's sad because her and I, we have been like this, like each and every time. Like the first time you reached out to me, I just didn't feel like I wasn't ready. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. She got this stuff, and I don't want to just sit and so I'm not ready. And then when we became ready, then the economy shut down. Like, so okay, we left scratching our heads again. And so I'm just like, okay, good thing we have this beauty talks. Now let's do beauty talks so we can just get her in, introduce, and let's, figure out what we're going to go get. And y'all got 10,000 services.
All right. And let me tell you the first comment. So I know the lady on the first comment. She is my road dog. She is out of New York, Ashley.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how me and her talk from time to time. But that's her.
I had to make sure before I had posted her comment. I was like, I think you know her, cause
yeah, I know her. Yes, so that's just how she is. You got to be ready for her. So it's like a ball of wax, and you don't know what you're gonna get when you her in a conversation. So yes, that comment I already know. She bought 10 of these on her trip when she came down here to Dallas. So that's why she's saying that, because she's always congested. And so I understand that comment.
I think she know, but I'm gonna wait till she says. Hopefully she see it.
Yeah, we ain't trying to be.
Yeah.
Do the interwebs.
Yes. So I know her. Yes, that's her. And knowing her, she'd already done shared it, and somebody her other friends, and I already know. That's
Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
So, let's see. The next thing we want to talk about is the business with the state of the economy right now, everything that's going on. We don't have to call it out, directly, because we all know it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Everyone right now, especially in our community, is saying support Black business. Let's buy Black. Have you seen an increase in sales for yourself during this time?
Sadly, not much. Maybe about 4 or 5% at the most. Mm-hmm. I've actually gained, and I hate to bring race into this, my clientele has always been 98% white and 10% other. It's always been that way. And I don't know if my products aren't really geared towards to us, but I really don't care. It's what I felt like I needed, what I felt like a group of us needed, and it just, the word kind of spread. And you have to look at, just in general, even in the holistic world, you don't really see a lot of us.
No, you don't.
So for me, I found a niche and I went with it. And either you jump on the bus and keep coming with me, or you stay where you're at. I find a lot of us like fragrance stuff that causes cancer. And I'm not down with that. And I'm quickly tell you, I use all essential oils. I use all natural ingredients. And so if you're looking for that perfumey stuff, because perfumey stuff gave me headaches a few years ago. I was like, man, I used to wear this like it was nothing. Now it gives me headaches. So at the end of the day, I really don't care who is my customer, as long as you're happy with the results. Yes, I would like to have. Yes, I would like to have more of us to purchase, but at the end of the day, I have to look at where I set up. I set up the Denton Community Market. I get a lot of support out there. I'm in my 4th year at that market. I tried setting up in Dallas and really wasn't too receptive. Yes, Shia. Shia is the other one. Shia and Ashley both know each other. They're roommates. So
Okay.
yeah, they know each other. So Shia understands Ashley's talk as well. But yes, so it's one of those things, even when I set up at holistic fairs, I'm like maybe like one sometimes or even two, even at the psychic fairs in Dallas. It's just it's unfortunate, but you know what? I don't let it bother me.
Mhm.
I've had a lot of support, and if they don't like something, they're like, Miss D, can you change this? I'm like, what you want me to change it to? And they tell me and I test it out. I'm like, okay, if I change it, you got to test it. And they're like, okay. And they test and then they come back, okay, do this. Or like when I switch my logo, they're like, oh, we like this logo so much better, but we get that you have to change it. I have clients as lawyers and judges and doctors, and they're like, oh yeah, don't forget you need the trademark. And actually that's how I started trademark. It was one of my clients is actually a lawyer, told me you need to trademark all your stuff. And I was like, what? He goes, I don't specialize in it, but I'm gonna tell you, you need to do ownership. Like my customers have become my friends because they come through and they drop business nuggets and we be talking, exchanging money. Oh, well, did you patent that? I'm like, no. Okay, well, it's gonna cost you about 10,000. So give yourself a couple years, you'll have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Life. Go ahead.
Yeah, like they literally dropped it, or even like when this pandemic happened and I got furloughed, I didn't know when my unemployment was gonna kick in, to be honest. So I looked up and I posted out there on my personal page. When my customers are on my personal page, they know I don't care. They know I'm gonna say what I want to say when I want to say it. And I looked up, I had orders. One lady had called me, okay, I just placed an order. And I was like, okay. And I called her back. I said, is this order dollar amount right?
Need to know, sis.
It was over 300. And I was like, is this right? Like, and she was like, yeah, girl, I had to take care of you. And one of my customers got mad because I didn't call and tell her that I was waiting on my unemployment. She was like, why didn't you call and tell me? I would have ordered more to make sure all your bills got paid. Like, that's the kind of customers I have. They make sure there was like, oh, like last year my job fired me over my business, by the way, because I work in construction, but it was more underlining. I can't get too much into it. Let's just know a federal lawsuit almost happened.
Gotcha.
They was like, oh, you're not working? Oh, well, let me get you into this corporate company. Oh, you need to contact this person so you can get this federal contract so you can set up there. Oh, you need to do this because you need to go here. I had looked up, I got fired that Monday. I was at my first corporate event that Friday.
Wow.
All because of one customer.
Wow.
And then another customer found out. She was like, oh, girl, come set up here. I'll get the fee waived. I don't know who she talked to. I pulled up. I was there every 3 weeks setting up. And then the oil lady downstairs, that's what they call me. The scrub downstairs. I'm like, the scrub?
Yeah.
I'm like, got you. Okay. So I'm the scrub lady and the oil lady. And I can never set up on time. God forbid what time I get there. Because the minute I start setting up, I'm ready to buy. I'm like, but let me get my tablet.
That's amazing.
And let me get my tablet. And I never remember to pull it out first. I'm trying to get the product set up. And one day I was at Arts Goggles in Fort Worth last year. The show didn't start till noon. I had made table fee by 10:30. And I was out there at 8. I had this lady opening up my container. I said, who is? And I just talked to her. I'm ready to check out. She had unboxed stuff. I'm looking at her like, I don't even know you, woman. And I'm ready to shop. And I'm ready to check out. Oh, our bag. She had opened up the little container, pulled out the bags. Oh, did you get this? I'm sitting here like, this woman, no, it's 10. This show stuff. No, okay, whatever. So I just gave up. I don't even argue no more. I'm like, y'all don't care. I don't care. You want to make sure I get paid? Okay, let's just go. And I got one girl, she go to my booth and I have a ice put up, but I have a glass jar full of shower steamers. I'll have my back turned talking to another customer. She dumped them all out on the table. Went underneath where I had the back up because you know how I set up. Put all them. I want all of these. I said the show ain't starting. I ain't got no more. Well,
It's so petty.
totally is. I could argue with folks. I just give up.
Because that's a blessing, though. That is a blessing. I'm actually very surprised, and someone actually made a comment I gotta go find. I'm actually very surprised that in a holistic event that there would be like one or two of you, because I know when I say so many people, but I wonder too as well that we're kind of on this subject, if there is more competition feeling with people who look like us in that than it is with other people. You get what I mean? Like, do you think they feel like that because we're doing similar things that we can't support as well? No,
they don't want out their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I also say it come down to your upbringing.
Yeah.
I grew up. I was born on the west side of Chicago in the hood. I'm not gonna lie. It was rough. It was a little rough. Then I moved to the south side. But when we moved to the south side, I moved to the city called South Holland. And it was very well diverse. It was this thing I experienced like sixth grade. It's called white flight. A lot of whites left because they were running the blacks out the city. But the schools were still pretty diverse. So I take to account that I went to a private school, I went to a public school, and I've always been around a good mix of people. And even in corporate America, I'm like the only little speckle in construction, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I take into account that my parents and my grandparents made sure that I was around some of everybody, that I was able to accommodate and flex as needed. Yeah. And so I think a lot of it is people are unwilling to do so. I also think a lot of people are scared because they feel like, oh, well, if I go here, they're going to take my secret. It's not even about taking a secret. I think you have to be willing to step into that comfort zone, make it happen, and grow your clientele. If you just want to stick with one place only, you're not going to get that far. Yeah. You have to also be willing to create multicultural products. I got a lady now asking me to make lice treatment. Now, y'all know I ain't never had no lice. This woman told me she wanted me to make this treatment, and I told her, okay. That's all I could say. Yeah. I wasn't trying to argue with this woman. She was dead set on me making it.
You can't
put lice spray.
Yeah.
She was like, because the minute you make it, I'm going to tell everybody. Mm-hmm. And she will. Oh, wait, Shia said a good point. Shia said there are a lot of fake light workers that are in the holistic world for the money. Yeah. And I'm very competitive. I've seen people come at Dee and others with that competitive vibe, and she says light, and most people love her like that. Yeah, they try and come at me. They try and come for me, and I just politely put them back in their place. She went to talk to me. Politely put them back in their place, and we move around. But, yeah, they do. But it's one of those things that they think they could outdo me. I'm like, I don't care if you outdo me. At the end of the day, what's the goal? The goal is to heal and help people. So you do you and I do me, and we keep it pushing. If I find that I have part of what you need and somebody else have what you need, I'm quick to refer. I'm like, you know what? I only got this, but this person over here has everything else. Yeah. And it's all about, you got to be willing to refer people. And a lot of us aren't. And I hate to say that. Yeah. They're quick to say, well, she got that, but her stuff ain't all that. First of all, who are you? What you put into the energy of your product is what's going to sell it. I'm never going to tell you that. If I feel like, what do you think about that person? I'm like, well, according to your personality, I don't think that product line is going to mix, but I think you will mix better over here. I prefer to tell you the truth up front, and you go spend your money and you're mad at me because I didn't tell you. So I'm just going to tell you.
Yep. That's real. I definitely can definitely understand that some people do not want to come out their comfort zone. I mean, just even in our industry, it's funny to me how people are shocked at the type of clientele that we have or the type of people that we've been exposed to, and I just assume that's just normal. Like, yeah, walking around here.
It's not. Some people want to stay in their cocoon, and that's fine and dandy, but don't complain when you become very stagnant. Don't complain when you see me over here, because the comment I get all the time, you set up everywhere. I'm like, yeah, and like, what's the point? I set up everywhere because that's what I want to do, and that's what my customers need. And well, I'm not going to do all that. Okay, well, that's you and them. And I'm not going to argue with you about it. I'm not going to do whatever, because your coin and my coin is two different coins.
Yeah.
But you do what you want to do. And I'm not going to sit up here and shun you because of it. It is what it is.
Yep. I think too, and something that we talk about a lot of times in these lives is that people are unwilling to spend money.
Wait, this comment right here, Shia, said.
Yeah, here we go.
That comment is, I actually wanted to ask on that, but I'm going to let Dee Dee finish her thought. But this is exactly what I meant to
that. But I was going to say, so I feel like some people, other than not wanting to get out their comfort zone, have a hang up with spending money, right? So like you're saying that you set up everywhere, and people want to always feel like they have to justify why something is being done, right? Well, I don't want to go here because they're charging $200 for a boo. Why they, charging that? Or, why should I drive all the way to Frisco and I live in Fort Worth? Or, that kind of hang up there. I feel like people are unwilling to spend the money to grow their business. Yeah, to grow their business and to grow their visibility to people. And because of that, what I was going to say is that because we don't get out, we always assuming that, oh, that's white people stuff. Leads me into this comment.
I'm so glad Shia is watching this live, because Shia is thinking what I was going to say. That's why me and her get along so well. So I have gone down to Belton, Texas, to set up at the Bell County Expo at Mother Earth News. Of course, I set up out there in Denton, and Denton is not Denton now is, but when Sean and I was in school out there, it was not very diverse at all. Okay, and I started out there in 2000, a year after I moved out here from Chicago. So the culture shock that I went through, because when I left Chicago my senior year, I graduated from South Lake Carroll, and I was one of 5 that graduated. The median income over there is $180,000, with houses that's $300,000 plus. So you already know that, unfortunately, our kind is not over there. And you go to TW, I'm like, okay, this is back like home. But again, the city still had this vibe of, okay, you person of color, okay, y'all here for college and that's it. So when I said, okay, which market's gonna fit me? And the person said, go out to Denton. Denton Community Market has shown me so much love. I've gotten international press from them. We're big on minority business owners out there. Very big. That's how they got a couple of grants from the government.
Wow.
From having minority business owners, including women. There's a lot of women business owners out there too. They partnered up with TWU. And if you're a minority business owner or you're a woman business owner, they come and tell the market, y'all need to apply for this grant.
Yeah, they've been sending out several grants this year since the pandemic happened. Yep.
Yeah.
And so because I had a girl in my inbox, I see you set up everywhere. Where's their Black farmers market? I said, unfortunately, I don't target a Black farmers market. I target a farmers market that support minorities and Blacks and women. And she was like, I thought about it like that. And she was like, yes, because Queen them, unfortunately, sometimes we get some attitudes. We get some attitudes. We get some of everything. And yeah. So I choose to set up where I know that we're going to be supported wholeheartedly, and it's not going to be any backlash. It's not going to be anything. And so that's kind of how I have always set up. Now, don't get me wrong, I do a Black event every so often. But the experience that I had at Black events have not been that great.
Yeah.
I kind of think, just to kind of be a devil's advocate, because I know I've had to wrestle with this within myself. We as Black people, a lot of us, even though my family was a great middle class family, I didn't grow up poor. We got what we needed. We traveled. I went to private school as well as public school. Situations where I was the only Black child in the whole grade, the whole grade, elementary, junior high, da da da. So I think it's a lack mindset, or a scarce of giving your money and then not being able to replenish. A lot of times what it keeps us from willingly being, even though, it's like so many ways I want to say this. Yeah. So it's like, even though like religion plays into this too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know in the Bible it says, a master gave his servant 1 coin. He decided to bury it in the ground, and then he gave another one 5 and another 10 and see what they were going to do with it. We preach that all the time, but yet when it comes to our life for real, we're scared to do it. Mm-hmm. And we're scared to support other people like we're all our own, because of that lack mindset that we were built up with. But we'll go somewhere else and give them our hard-earned money. And that's what I don't understand, like getting through that barrier. That's like, and for us to always feel like our product or a person who comes to us are always questioning the quality of what we put out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, we work hard, we study, we've gone to school, we're sitting up here holding these signs and pickets for respect. And yet I come to you with something that I've researched just as hard. I try so hard to give you the best customer service that I can with the resources that I have. Mm-hmm. And you question it, but yet you will go to another store and you don't question it. You just purchase it and you just do it.
Mm-hmm. Going back.
And even if they have you standing outside for hours, you will stand outside for hours to do that. Even if they refuse to touch your hand to take your money, you will keep on going there and throwing your money on the counter and getting their stuff. And I'm just like, but you don't see me though. Like, I have love for you. I'm wanting to support you. I'm wanting to add this community to the economy and build jobs. Like, that's our passion, is to create positions for other people, and we can't get that support. So it feels like we're always fighting to be seen, even amongst ourselves.
Mm-hmm. It's very true. Unfortunately, I've experienced it. Well, I'm gonna buy this so I can support you.
Thanks.
So you just want to.
Yeah, just buy it. I don't need to know the extra rhetoric behind it. Or I'll never forget, I was set up an event at the MLK Center in Dallas, and it was a young lady. I could tell she was from Chicago by the way she talked. We have a certain way that we talk. Yeah, da da da. Well, she make her scrubs with this. And what she didn't know was I was about to go there and buy $100 worth of product. And she went on, and a few of my cousins put their stuff back. And I said, you know what? From both of us being from Chicago in the same school district, because up north we have 3 big high schools for one school district. And I went to Thornwood, she went to Thornridge. And she realized then she messed up, because then she realized, oh, like, yeah, like it is, I could take it there, but I didn't go there, but I let her know. I said, you just lost $100 sale because of that. I'm not sitting up here telling people that you back here with your product making in the middle of the gymnasium floor and selling it to them. Versus my stuff already came pre-packaged. I done made it home and I done shrink wrapped it. But I said, since you want to be petty, I could be petty with you. But see, I'm going to put all this stuff back that I was going to buy from you, because you took money out of my mouth because of how you assume that I made a product.
Yeah.
Who are you to sit there and say that?
Yeah.
And she kind of looked at me and she took her back. She's like, I didn't mean it. I said, but that's the problem. Mm-hmm. We set up next to each other. Our product lines are kind of similar, but not. You sitting back here making up your body oils in the middle of gymnasium, which God knows what's flying around here. And then you got the audacity and the tenacity to downplay what's on my table. I got a problem with you on that.
Yeah.
And then the organizer, he didn't make it any better because you seen people coming in and you just set up people next to each other, not putting a category restriction on how many people's there per category. You're in the bottom line. And then he was like, you come back again? I was like, no.
And that's something we were just talking about earlier before we went live, guys. This is the thing that we have to not only take responsibility, but receive constructive criticism as well. Because that's the one thing is everybody wants to own a business, not understanding the level of work. I was just telling my mom earlier, she was here, that people are always so confused when they come to try to work for us. 87% of what we do is just business. We hardly ever get to create. We're barely doing people's hair and makeup. We literally take the time to educate ourselves on the industry that we're in. So if you're putting on an event, it's not just putting on an event. It's not just having a building, open the door and telling people to come in. It is your job and your duty to know that you need to separate or limit the amount of people who have the same type of product.
Yeah.
It's literally your job. If you are an event planner, event coordinator, right? That's on us. You know, so we can support you, but I know a lot of times that because I've been on that back end and put in events, they don't last long. And it is literally because of that, but no one has told you that. You have been putting on these events, these vendor events, charging people hundreds of dollars for the vendor booth. The vendor booths are not put together well. They're jumbled up. The flow of traffic has not been laid out prior to the event. And the assignments are piss poor, for lack of better words. And so I feel like that there is a huge responsibility because I sometimes do not like, because, you know, we were talking about the trends of buying black, because I feel that it is a trend. A lot of times, something happens, we band together, we all want to be like, come on, let's support everybody, which is something we should be doing anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Now that it's brought to people's attention, because I also have to realize there are some people this is new to them. However, I hate when people post and go, well, you gotta, you know, you can't be doing piss poor service and this and this and that, and you know, and part of me goes, yes, you're right a little bit, but this is not the moment, right? This is not the moment. We know that. We need accountability. But where is that? Like, how can we move that forward? How can we get to the conversation of holding everyone accountable? Because there is a reason why people label themselves as minority-owned and Black-owned businesses. There is a reason. And it's not just for us to come together as Black people, despite what people think. It's more of we need the capital. And in order for us to get capital, to get funding, we need to have our businesses patronized. Like, so that's really, but I don't even think people understand that's the end goal, right? So how do we
that's how you get federal funding. And many people don't realize that, regardless, and I haven't stepped to that arena yet, but I will. But if you are a service-based business, I'm going to use construction a lot because I actually know a guy. He actually owns a construction business, and he needed a contract. We needed a contractor at this company I used to work for the city, and they said, well, they have to be a minority business owner. Well, the first thing everybody in the office did, they looked at me. I said, yeah, I know somebody. I said, and I know somebody that helped him get his certification. Well, he got the job because I helped him get his minority certification. And people was like, I can't believe he got it. I said, one thing you have to learn with the government is you have to have so many projects have to be awarded to a minority business owner. And so with that, he ended up securing over $13 million on this project.
That's amazing.
And he was like, if it wasn't for you pushing me to get it, he never would have got it. And we had a very hard time finding a minority business owner. And they look for Black business owners, they look for the Native American, then they go to the women. And if you are a minority business owner, I also tell people to become a woman-owned business owner. Because that opens you up to even more federal and state contracts. So you could pick up for your service-based business. And many people don't realize that.
Yeah, and again, that is the end goal. It's not even just about hurting people, but it's about how to push that past just you guys spending money, but helping business owners secure funding they didn't even know existed. Because I don't think that people um, know that, because again, and I take this because I did grow up poor. We ain't have no money, but my mom probably watching this, but she knows my mom did the best that she can. She worked extremely hard. Worked at one point. I remember her working 3 jobs. And I don't know how it worked. It only worked because we worked with her. But I know that I have always felt that same thing about not wanting to spend the money, or you hoarding money. It's like a fight or flight, right? It's like, okay, these people here, oh my God, I need to have all my things. I need all my things. I don't want to share. I feel anyone coming to me, it feels like a threat, right? If you grew up with no money, everything feels like a threat. And I feel like we got to get to that point that if we lift each other up, and you help that guy because he was also open for them. You know what I'm saying? And that is where we're having that battle, is that because I'm telling you something doesn't mean that I'm trying to stop your money or your bag, as the kids are saying nowadays. It's because I've been there. I know that, and I know what it takes to get there. And I'm trying to make it easier for you.
And now he calls me for all his notary work. So I notarize all of his documents.
See?
His plans for houses that he builds, everything. Or if he doesn't call me, his lawyers call me. Hey, can you slide by the office? And until the unemployment money kick in, I'm not afraid to say it. I was at his lawyer office like every 3 days. He's like, D, what's your PayPal? And he'll PayPal me the money, and I'm over there just notarizing. And he was like, I cannot thank you enough. And even though I'm not on that side of the industry anymore, I'm more into management. I still help him out on things. I said, make sure you stay competitive in your pricing. If you're unsure, let me know, because I always have my ear out and I hear things, and I have people who I still work with indirectly that I'm like, hey, I got a friend trying doing this. What's the word on the street? And they're like, he needs to be here. Okay, that's all I need to know. It's one of those, I can have that conversation with somebody else because I've known them for a long time, and they'll tell me, no, he needs to be here, and this is how he needs to get it. I don't give them all the details, but I give them enough to say, hey, and they automatically know I'm looking out for somebody that I care about. And so you got to be willing, you got to be open to accepting. I'm not going up here because of X, Y, and Z, or I'm not driving to the north side of the city. I wish I could count how many times I can say I want to drive to the south side of the city.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, on the northern side of the city, we don't have all those resources that the southern city has. I'm looking at these restaurants and say, oh, that's a 45-minute drive, 1-hour drive. And if I go get it, I know I'm in the road for 2 hours.
Yep. And that's just the decision you have to make. We did a live. It was a while back. We've done so many of these. I can't remember how long it was. Because you mentioned so many times about being furloughed and waiting on your unemployment. And I remember someone had made a comment, because Shauntavia and I were like, our unemployment was a blessing to us, and I think, I don't know if somebody, I forgot the comment, but they felt kind of offended. But from what I take out of it, for me, is that the government is setting business up that they're not getting any tax liability for this unemployment during this time, right? We've been there, right? We've been freelancers, we've been self-employed, we've been 1099, and we know how that hurt us tax-wise, how it hurt us financially. And by the end of the day, we're like, what, did we even make money? So payrolling ourselves was essential, like it was necessary. And so if I took the time to put myself in that position, and the world collapsed, because I didn't collapse it. It wasn't because of low business. It wasn't because of lack of anything. It was because of a catastrophic pandemic that I didn't create. The least I should be able to do is benefit off of my own hard work, right? So I felt like our unemployment was a blessing, because that was a reward to myself. I put my business set up correctly. I didn't have to stress. and no liability on either side. My business is not going to suffer because of it. We aren't going to, suffer because of it. And something you mentioned, what I want to get into now, is how it sucks, but it helped because we were overworked, stressed, and we were able to go, whew.
Yes.
Like, I haven't been home in a long time. I'm like, boy, this chair feel kind of comfortable. I'm up and down, bouncing over here. Oh man, them pillows look good back there. Oh no, I need to switch this around. I was like, I'm able to get work done. I'm like, we need this break about every 5 years. Just shut down the country about 2 months. I can get a whole lot done. I slept again. I started back cooking again. I've been on the phone with my girlfriends. We'll video chat with them about 2-3 hours a day. We do this for your business. Matter of fact, we was all on video chat when the SBA announced that grant, when the 45 announced the grant for Small Business Association. I finally got it this morning.
Amen.
March 31st. Like,
yep.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, we need to re-verify." And people get mad. I said, "Don't get mad. Re-verify your information because that means it's coming."
Yes, it is.
It's coming. Like, do it. And people are like, "I don't want nothing from the government." I'm like, "Listen, yeah, we're gonna pay for the taxes, but how many times in your life have you tried to apply for something for the government and you don't get it?"
That's what I was talking about.
Relationship. See, now you have a relationship.
I'm like, look, run me my little coins. Let me go and buy my business because they about to get it right back in the economy anyway by hiring an employee and filling out the contract. And guess who I was on the internet with this morning? My attorney. And she was like, "We finna do this now." I said, "Girl, yes." I said, "I got my coins." So she online typing up everything, and me and her did a whole video chat. Then I hung up from her, called the graphic designer, told her what's going on. I said, "Give me time to fill out the rest." And I said, "Well, then we'll discuss it." And she was like, "Thank you, because now there's 4 jobs I got." Now she's happy because she got her sticker business. She got my stuff. She's working full time and she's doing something else. So that's 4 jobs with her having continuous income coming in. And and my income naturally got cut because I went from being 100% full-time employed, and then it was like, "Oh, we're gonna do 80% till mid-July." Then 2 weeks later, "No, we're gonna furlough you." So then I got furloughed, and I was like, "Well, I guess I need to post online more." So I posted more.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask my interns to do anything too much because 2 of them had to move back home, one across country, and she barely got back home for that. The other one,
they always find their way.
Just trying to figure out all those little nuances. And I'm sitting here like, and to be honest and transparent, I've been operating my business off a cell phone and a tablet until last Tuesday. I legit was typing up labels when I create new products and moving to my tablet, printing for my inkjet. I just bought a computer and a laser printer within the last 30 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so people like, "How you do that?" Oh, listen, and it's one of those things. It's you have to make do with what you have, and then like some of my competitors, they got major supply chain issues. They order just enough product. I'm like, no, there's no such thing as ordering just enough.
Yeah,
I had a surplus, and I had some vendors actually had to come to my house to buy stuff because they couldn't even fulfill orders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm surprised the UPS man hasn't knocked at my door yet. I got 2 more boxes coming today. Like the boxes, the UPS driver, he not, he wait, okay, you in, or this time the box is too heavy. He was like, "Just open up the garage door." FedEx, just open up the garage door. The stuff gets too heavy, and and I tell people you got to plan. Like my dad was like, "You didn't plan this properly." I said, "Did you plan on having this pandemic?" He was like, "No." He was like, "All right, you're right. Well, what does numbers look like?" My dad, he asked me about numbers. My financial planner asked me about numbers. I just hired a business coach, literally. And she actually approached me out the woodworks, just approached me. And it's about planning and making sure we have everything that I need. I finally hired a CPA. You know, you got to have all these things. And then I had a friend back home. You got too many lawyers. Well, you would too if your business growing. You got to have your intellectual property lawyer. You got to have your general counsel business lawyer. I have a friend that used to do employment lawyer work, and now she referred me to her ex-husband. She was like, "I'll go to him. He'll tell you how to write an employee handbook, and this is what you need, and this is how you're going to be bound to it if you ever had to go to court." Like legit. Like I posted out there on my page, and she was on it, and I was like, "Oh, I needed that." You got to have the business bank account because one of my friends got declined for the EIL loan because she had a personal account.
Yeah, we all about it.
Like, you didn't get you didn't get nothing. Like, I understand you want your money sent in PayPal because I was like that for the longest. I understand you got to find the right account. Like, but you didn't think to get that, or you didn't think to convert your business over to an LLC. What's no benefit in that? Yes, it is, because it separates your personal from your business.
Yes.
You get sued, they can come after you personally if you do not have an LLC. It's like, are you kidding me?
We've had so many lives talking about this, and
we need to have you back on talking about business.
Yeah, we don't have to have when we go to our next business switch over back to business. We might have to have you come over. We are gonna beat this like a dead horse. I don't know how many times that I have to tell my people,
get you some insurance.
I was about to say, please get some. This is why I hate when people go. I made a post about this. If people go, everything, it costs too much. It costs $10 for a domain for a year. It costs less than $200 a year for a website. It costs $300 or even less, depending on what you're getting for an LLC or corporation that you only have to purchase once. It costs less than, $20, $0 really to open up a business account. For things that you absolutely need to have. Let's say you don't know about LLC, corporation, so many resources out there. We are free resources. So many people. But if you are unwilling to spend $500 on your business, why do you expect someone to come and spend $500 with you?
And and I tell people, because I was scared when I first started my business, I wasn't 100% it was going to take off. But but I had set a plan. I said, okay, I started my business in September 2016. I had said by June 2018, I want to be LLC. That gave me a year and a half to see how the business was going to do. When I realized I was going into my second year at Denton Community Market, guess who was LLC before opening day? I took my tax refund money, and that job was gone in 45 minutes. I had did my LLC. I had went and upgraded tablets and cell phones. I was like, yeah, no, this is not going to work. In order for me to be successful, I had to do this. And I tell people, if you're going to be a DBA, you need to set a timeline as to how soon you're going to convert it over to an LLC.
Yep.
Yes, that's $301 to the state of Texas. Now, if you see you later, Shia, good luck. Now, if you're in other states, they have registered agent fees. So you have to keep in mind all of those. Keep in mind all that stuff. Then you have the sales and use tax. Because I make so much money on the business side, the state was like, instead of you paying late all the time, because I didn't understand business at first and I was confused. For sales and use tax, and the judge was like, did you know you could pay monthly? And I was like, no, and where is that on the website? And the judge was like, oh, so you did read the website and it's not on there. And so the judge pulled it up in the courtroom. He goes, you're right, Ms. Jackson, it's not on here.
Nope.
And so he went off on the sales and use tax lady right there in the courtroom. And so he turned around, he said, how many people know y'all can switch y'all taxes over to monthly? Nobody raised their hands.
Yep.
And he was like, I'm going to give everybody 30 days extra, no fees or penalties to pay y'all sales and use tax and convert over the monthly.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Because I told him, I said, I didn't know that. How would I have known to ask that? I said, do you know how many first-time business owners make mistakes? And I said, y'all quick to throw a lien on something, but you're not quick to educate us. And he was just like, you're right. That's all he said. And that's it.
How would you even know? In fact, that's how I found out how, because I was very confused too as well. And I was like, oh God, what's all these fees? The franchise, the sales. I'm like, what is that? I was confused between the two because it was the same site. And so one day I said, okay, this is like the third time I keep getting these stupid letters. Let me take a day and call somebody. I got switched around and I got this black lady on the phone, Miss Norma. I will never forget this lady. She sat on the phone with me for almost 2 hours. And when I said, she explained every single thing to me and then dumbed it down and then was like, girl, do you think Walmart, this is what she said, you think Walmart ain't no corporation? You think they ain't making all these gajillions and gajillions of money? She's like, but they're paying their stuff much. She's the one who told me that you could pay monthly if you needed to. But she literally broke it down and she said, my job is to make sure that y'all know. And I knew exactly what she meant because I didn't even know. I kept telling her, I don't even know what to ask you.
You don't know. You don't know. You can ask that question.
Yeah.
And then I even had a lady. I forgot to pay sales and use tax for 2 months, and I forgot. And the one lady I had, she was so rude. What's your responsibility? I said, ma'am, listen, I just got fired from my job. I'm trying to figure out everything, and because I forgot, you want to come back rude to me? Me and the lady got into a cussing.
You are really rude.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I was praying. 30 minutes later, her supervisor called me. And she said, I overheard the call. She said, did anybody ever tell you could file sales and use tax without paying?
Mm-hmm. Never.
I said, no, because I said the last time I tried to do that, I was told I still had to pay a percentage or something.
Nope.
Or I couldn't do it. And she was like, oh, you got time now? I was like, yeah. Give me all your numbers. You know, the lady sat on the phone with me for an hour inputting in everything.
Yep.
She said, yeah, we just made that change. No, it's not updated on the website. So I said, how do you expect people to know this stuff if you don't even post it out there for us to know?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it's really not out here on the website.
Nope. They want you to read all these papers that don't make sense, which is why when I tell you,
themselves.
yeah, when we give you this information, we done went through the rigors to get
it. We made mistakes.
We made mistakes to
I
get
didn't even know that you can sell, that you can pay sales. I'm just now figuring from you that you can pay sales tax monthly. I wait to the quarter.
Yeah.
No, because what was killing me was my third and fourth quarters were killing me.
Yeah.
I would have these huge tax bills, and I'm saying, but I had to buy supplies, and I had to do this and do that. And then she was like, don't forget, you got to deduct whatever you don't sell in Texas. So when I ship product out of state, because I was including that in the cost, she was like, no. It's only Texas sales. I was like, what? She said, baby, go get you a CPA. I said, honey, I just found one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that because I ship products all over the world. And I was including in. She said, no, ma'am, you need to extract that dollar. That lady was so helpful. Her name is Jennifer. I can't tell you her last name. Jennifer, and I got her extension.
See?
She broke it all the way down. She said, call me if you ever got a problem.
Yep. It's doing the legwork for you because it's so many, I think, nuances, so many people who are, this pandemic has showed that there's so many people who are in business and not doing business. As someone we know, favorite things to say, but it's true because everyone was freaking out. And I was just like, should I be freaking out? Like after the first week, I was like, second week, I was like, well, I don't know. And then third week, my money came. Then I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's because all of these things like we went through. So we gonna transition because we are getting past time. We can talk about this forever. I know I can. I'm like, this is the thing that I've noticed that the people that we have talked to, that Shauntavia and I, we are so what is the word that I want to say? We want to be a teaching salon, not just a salon, but a teaching salon, but a teaching artist for everything, because we believe that everyone deserves not only what we have to offer, but deserve to do well in business, period, right? I am so tired of us failing so quickly in business or not staying the course. I hate to go buy a business and see it close. I don't know why. It really bothers me. Like, I take it personally when a business period closes, but especially a business of a person of color, because a lot of times I could tell right away why it failed, right? And I was like, if only they knew who to reach out to, you know, and the same thing for ourselves. And I feel like with your product, the one thing that you said was, it wasn't even just about this, that, and other. It was about how can I get my product to people who need it.
Who need it.
Yep. So with that said, tell people how they can get your product.
So right now I'm set up at the Denton Community Market every Saturday. It's right off of Mulberry Street. And you can order off my website, Deelicious Scrubs. So it's DEE, which is part of my nickname, deliciouscrubs.com. And then I have a discount code that's going to end at the end of this month. You get 10% off your order. Doesn't matter how much you purchase. And you get $50 free shipping. And then follow me on Instagram. Facebook is good, but I prefer Instagram. So follow me on Instagram because I post where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there. That way, you know, I'll post a product feature so the people can see it and people come and buy it. If it's a popular item, like I'm going to tell you the sage, the chakra stuff, the face wash, and the shower steamers, those are, and my body oils, those are the hot items. You got to come early because I make so much of it, and when I'm out, and you got to either catch me another show or order online. And the bug spray is popular right now. So just make sure, you know, if you know what you want, come early, come get it. I even have it easy. I have it where you could order online, come pick it up in my booth. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how much easier I can make it for everybody.
To come get the stuff.
Just come pick it up. Like, you place your order, here you go, here's your bag. So that's kind of what we do to make it all happen.
Absolutely. We normally ask people what's next, but considering that you kind of make up products as people ask them, I don't know what other than, I guess what next would be school or trying to open your storefront. So what is your goal of being able to do just that?
So once I finish the herbalist certification and get all that done, so the beauty about that class, she actually goes through the business process of it, teach you how to open it. She goes through all the laws and everything, federal and state, to make sure you open it up properly. Then it's just finding a storefront, either renting or buying. I haven't decided. I might just buy because I don't want to pay a landlord.
We were just talking about that, me and Dee, child.
Yeah. I know too many people in construction that they don't mind doing side work for me, so I got that covered. I'm like, hey, can you come fix the plumbing or the AC?
You the plug. Hold up. We talking to the plug right here.
If you need somebody to do your roofing work, your floor work, your HVAC work, I got somebody for you.
Okay, we need them.
So, you know, just utilizing those guys, because I've already talked to them about it. They was like, just let us know when, and they're going to, you know, help me with that. And me working in construction, I've been in construction since 2006. So I know my way around. There's not much you can really get past me on that. So just kind of building that out and then working with more Reiki and holistic healers and just having a place where people can really come and relax. So that's about a 3 to 5 year goal overall, because the new neuropathic clinician program is going to take me about almost 2 years. I have to go to Egypt for a couple months to do part of my internship.
That's amazing. That's beautiful. Okay, guys. So all her contact information here. It is Instagram at Deelicious Scrubs and More. Mm-hmm. And the website is deliciouscrubs.com. Make sure you guys support. We will be back live. It probably won't be until next week. We are going to do a special live about race in the beauty industry. And also we will be posting a pre-recorded segment that we did with one of the very few Black wig master artisans, Sherelle. I was like, Sherelle, forgive me. Sherelle Guyton, that we'll post next week, and we will see you guys then. Have a good one.
Bye. Bye.